Hello everyone, how are you all? So we'll be just waiting for 3 to 4 minutes more so that everybody can join and then we will start our session. Okay. Okay, guys, I guess we can start now because everybody is here. So basically, yesterday what we had made is basically we had just learned that how we can work with component, how we can work with other component like button, like edit text, how we can take the values from edit text. That means how we can take the input from the user, and then how we can just perform a click event as well. That is what we have done. Let me know if everything is clear till now. Just give me a quickly reaction. Okay, cool. So now today, what we're actually going to make is basically we will be learning that how we can work with more than one pages in a single application. Okay, that is what exactly we are going to learn today. So in this, because till now we had just made like 2 to 3 applications that was related similar to each other, but we had made it 2 to 3 application. Like one is normal toast message, second one is basically on a click of a button that was we had made, and the third one is basically how to get a value from edit text and then how we can perform that value in our button click event. That is what we had made, right? So today we will be working with more than one pages. Till now we were just working with only single page. Today we will learn that how we can add more than one activity, how we can work with more than one pages, right? If you remember in my first class, I have already told you that every page is having one activity, right? Every page is similar to like one activity in Android, and every activity is having like one front end and one back end, right? So right now, if I'm talking about that, we will be working with more than one pages, right? Mean if we are going to add 2 pages, then we will be required two front end and two back end, right? So let's just see how we can do that. So basically, first of all, let me just share my screen now. So over here, what we're actually going to do is we have to create a new project first, right? So how we will be doing? So uh, maybe let's just talk about this project. And over here, how we will be going to create a new project? We have to go to File, then New Project, and over here again you have to select Phones and Tablet, right? In your Phones and Tablet, you have to select this empty activity and then go to Next. Over here, configure your project. You have to provide the name of your application. So right now, let's suppose I am just giving like application. Seriously means okay, cool. So now here, basically, what we have to write is application, maybe page mover, because we actually going to work with more than one pages. So here we are providing the application name, which is you can understand like application page mover. After that, package name is automatically generated. You are already aware of it. This would be unique because we know that this package name is only differentiate the two applications, that it is different from each other on a Play Store as well, right? And in your Android OS as well. So that is what it will be automatically generated as per your project name. If you want, also you can change the name as per your own requirement. It should be something like com dot whatever domain name what you want to use over here dot and something like that. Okay. So right now we are keeping it same because this would be unique for my project. After that, save location. Save location, you are aware of it that all your source code would be at this particular location, right? If you want, you can also change this location as well. Anywhere where you want to save, you can save that particular code. Right now, I am keeping it same. We are not going to change it. Language, you know that from where we are going to select backend language. We have two options, Java or Kotlin. But as you know, we are working with Java, so that means we will be using Java only. Then we have a minimum SDK. Minimum SDK, you are aware of it that every application which we actually going to make is we have to define that what is the minimum lowest version in which this application will work. We have to define that, right? So basically, in my case, it is API 16, and we have so many options like over here 17, 16 to 30. I can select anyone, right? So in my case, my minimum level of my SDK manager in my system is API 16, which is Jellybean. That is why I'm selecting it. If I want to, download API 15 as well, API 14 as well, for that I have to download that separately, and I will let you know that from where you can just download it. Okay. So you can also update your Android SDK with time as well. But I think API 16 is very good choice for it because nobody is having right now Jelly Bean and below version. So if I am considering my application should work on Jelly Bean, that is more than efficient because you can see I am covering almost 99.8% of devices available in this world. Okay, that means I am targeting all of the world. If I am going to, calling it suppose or yeah, Q Android 10, then you will be able to see that only 8.2% of devices is coverable. If I will click on Android 7, where is Android 7? This one. Then you can see 73.7% of devices will cover. So basically, if you want to cover uh, almost 94 applications, you can select Android 5 as well. So that you can select. In my case, I am just making it API 16, Android 4.1, and I am covering 99.8% audience. Okay. Then I will just click on finish button, and you know that once I will click on finish button, it will start building my project. All necessary files will be get generated, and we have to wait until this Gradle is running. Okay. So let's just wait. Okay, so now you can see that my project has been created, and you are aware of it that whenever I am going to create a new project, I will get one front end and one back end. That means by default, I will be getting one activity. That means one front end and one back end, right? I hope now you are very pro in this, that basically what is your backend and where it is. Your backend would be in your Java folder. Inside in your first folder, you will be able to see this main activity. This is what your basically backend file. If I would say that where is your front end, then you will be able to go to resource layout, and then this is what your front end file. So let's just wait it to render. Right now it will it is visible. Okay. So now before moving forward, what I will be doing is I will be just making a button over here, so that when I click on this button, then I will be rendering to another screen, right? For making it button over here, you are very much aware of it that I don't require this texture. I will just remove it out, and I have to remove this constant layout to linear layout. Whenever I am using linear layout, we know that we have to use orientation, make it vertical, and over here I have to keep my uh, arrow over here, and I have to put my cursor over here, and then after that what we have to do is I have to go to design, and over here I will just go to button, this button, and I will just drag and drop. Once I will drag and drop, I will just go back to my split mode again, and from here if I want I can just change the ID. So let's just make it like button first, and just keeping it like button first. This is my first button. Okay, and I'm just making the text like go to second page, something like that. Okay, now if you want to make it in center, I can just keep it like this. In your linear layout, you can just use gravity and you can just make it center. If you want to give margin from you know, left and right. Then also you can just use margin over here, layout margin, maybe like 20 dp, and that is fine. Okay, so we have a screen with a simple button in which we are providing like go to second page, and this is what my ID button first. I hope there is no issue till here. If no issue, then quickly just give me reaction. Okay, is there anyone who is having some issue? Yes, is there any issue? Okay, cool. So now, basically what we can do is, we have to go to main activity to link this button, right? We know that whenever we are going to take anything on my front end, I have to make that object over here. So in my case, right now I have a button. I have to make an object of button class like this. Button. This is what my class name. That is why I have kept it B is capital, and then button go to second page, right? Before override and after this app compact activity bracket, I have just kept it this. Now you can see button is coming in red, right? So you can see I have already told you about it, that whenever you are going to use any class or something, you have to tell this particular class that from where you want to get this button, right? So we have to provide this import over there. So in my case, right now, we do not have import for button class. How we will be doing this? Just put your cursor on the button. After that, in your keyboard, press Alt and Enter. Alt Enter. Once you will provide Alt Enter, then you will be able to see this import will be automatically written over here, Android widget button. And now my button is coming in white. Is that fine? Now what you have to do is, you have to use this button go to second page, which is your object name over here after set content view, right? Not like this, this, okay? And equals to, now what we actually going to do is, we are going to link this object name with my front end button. And the ID is button first. How we will be doing this? We have a property called find view by ID with small f. And inside this, I have to type like r dot id dot this ID button underscore first. If you see button underscore first. So let's just keep this ID, make it small, button underscore first, and just keep over here like BU, BU, and you will be able to see this button first. Select it and then semicolon. So now what we have done is, we have just linked my object with my front end button. Now what we have to do is, we have to make a click event. Button go to second page, which is my object name dot set on click listener. And inside this bracket, what you have to do is, you have to type new space control space view dot on click listener. View dot on click listener, right? Just click on it, and here you will be able to see this particular click event. So whatever you will type over here, that will be execute whenever you will click on this particular button. In my case, what I want is, when I click on this particular button, I should move from this particular activity to another activity. In that case, there should be one more activity, right? Right now, we do not have any other activity, right? So first of all, let's just close this both of the files. And now let's just create first the second activity. How you will be doing? For that, you have to come inside in your Java folder. Please focus over here. You have to come in your Java folder, then the package name which actually existing this main activity. So inside on this package name, just click on the right click on this first folder inside your Java, right click on your first folder, and here you will be able to see new. Just go to new, and then you will be able to see this activity, and from here you will be able to see all that activity which was coming when you were selecting when you were creating your project, right? So again, you will be able to see this gallery, basic activity, bottom navigation activity, empty activity. So we have to select empty activity. Okay. Once you will select empty activity, then you will be able to see this main activity too. This is basically the file name of your second backend file. If you want, also you can change the name from here, like something like that. Whatever name you want to do, you can just put over here. In my case, I am just keeping main activity 2 only, because of this, it would be easy for me to understand that what exactly the first activity and what is actually the second activity because of this naming convention. But whenever we will be using like live project, or suppose we are going to make something like WhatsApp application. In WhatsApp application, maybe we have chat activity, we have status activity, then we can just have like name something related to that only, right? Status activity, chat activity, call activity, so that we can easily understand that which activity is doing what work. If you will make this main activity, main activity 2, main activity 3 inside in your big application where hundred of activities are there, then you cannot easily find out that in which activity you have written what, right? So that is why naming convention is very uh, you know uh, required. That is why for the timing, because we have a very small application for the timing, and we will be just learning that how to move from one page to another page. That is why we are keeping it like main activity and main activity 2, right? So this is what my backend file name. And now for the layout name, this is what your front end name, activity underscore main dot 2. Now in your package name, we have this package name, which is a similar package, and now source. So we do not require anything to be changed over here, but I have just already told you about it that if you want to change, you can change over here as well, right? For the timing, we are not going to change anything. We will be just click on finish, and then you will be able to see this is your second backend file. Gradle project sync is in progress. That means it is basically right now building your second page, and now it is been done. So now you can see we have two files, main activity and main activity 2. And same goes for activity underscore main.xml and activity underscore main2.xml. Let me know, do you have any doubt till here? All clear, guys? We have 3 heart, 7 reactions, and 15 hands. Just make it like at least 20. Then I will be moving forward. Just make it like 20 at least. You all are 60. Just make it like 20. Okay, cool. So now we can just move ahead because we have to work with this main activity 2 right now, right? So basically, till now, what we have done is we have basically main activity, which is my first activity, and here I have just made a second. I have just made a button object. Link this button object with my button, which is available on my first screen, and I have just made a killing event. That's it. After that, I have just created a second activity in which we have just got second front end and second back end. So first of all, let's just design about the second front end. So this is what my second front end, activity underscore main2.xml. And over here, I'm just going to split mode. And here what I want is, I just want one button over here so that whenever I will move from first page to second page, after that, I will just able to move from second page to first page, right? So I will be having one button over here to move from second page to first page. For that, again, I will be just changing this layout to linear layout, making it orientation vertical. And now, obviously, you know that how you can do that. You can just go to design, go to button, and drag and drop. But right now, I'm not going to do that. I'm just making it via code so that you can see that you can also make it via code as well. So I will be selecting button, and over here, you can just make it like wrap content, and you can just pass one ID like this, button underscore go to first page, right? And then you can just have one text, and for text you can just have like go to first page, and then you can close this. So now we have this button. I want it to be in center. So for that we have to provide gravity center in my linear layout. And now let's suppose we have to just make a width to match parent so that it can take full width. And then I can just add some margin like 20 dp as we did for the first string. So now you can see we have a second page in which we have a button which will be saying that go to first page, right? To make it different, I am just going to make color of this page to be black. So for that, I can just have Android background and color black. So this is what my second front end, and this is what my first front end. Is that fine? So now, same thing, because you have just made a button on your second page, right? So you have to define an object on your second page. How you will be doing? Same like button. This is your class name, and then after that, what you have to do? Make an object like button. Go to first page. Okay, you have to import this button, which we have done by pressing Alt Enter. Now, this object should link with my second button, right? So button go to first page. We have a thing which is called find view by ID, and over here you can just pass r.id dot this one button go to first page. If you see, second page is having button and the ID is button go to first page, so that you have to select over here button go to first page. That's it. Now you have to make a click event which is called button go to first page dot set on click listener, and inside this bracket you have to press new space control space, then you will be selecting view dot on click listener. Now here you have to write the code which will actually redirect from second page to first page, and same goes in your main activity, which is your first backend. Here you have to type that particular code which will actually move you from one page to another page. Let me know till here all clear. Okay, great. So now basically to move from one page to another page, we have to require intent. So there is a thing which is called intent. There is a class which is intent. So we will be using intent class. We have two type of intent in Android. One is explicit intent, or second one is implicit intent. Okay, what is explicit intent? Explicit intent is basically used when we are moving from one page to another page within same application. Right now we are in application page mover. If we are moving from main activity to main activity 2, that means we will be using explicit intent whenever you are physically moving from one page to another page. Okay, this is what explicit intent. What is implicit intent? Implicit intent is basically used when you are communicating with any other application, or you are opening any OS feature in your Android app. At that time, we will be using implicit intent. For example, if I would say you have to open the camera, camera is not your application feature. Camera is basically your mobile phone feature, your OS feature. If your application is going to access that, then you will be using implicit intent. Is that fine? Now, if I would say you have to send an email to somebody else, then your application is going to redirect on Gmail application, right? At that time, again, you are not going to use explicit intent. You are going to use implicit intent because you are using third party application, right? Same goes for different thing. Like if you are sharing any image, okay, at that time again your application is sharing via WhatsApp, via any other application like Facebook. That is all done via implicit intent. Whenever you are setting your profile picture on any platform like Facebook, WhatsApp, that is again because you are fetching it from the gallery, and gallery is not the property of WhatsApp or Facebook. So that is what it is, implicit intent. I hope now you can understand what is explicit intent, what is implicit intent. Explicit intent are just only when you are moving from one page to another page in your single application, in your entirely your application. Okay, so that is what explicit intent. Rest of other stuff done via implicit intent. Is that fine? If yes, then just quickly give me reactions. It should be at least 10. Great. Cool. Thank you. So basically, now we are using which type of intent? I know everybody is saying that we have to use explicit intent, right? Correct. So basically, we will be using explicit intent. So basically, first of all, we will be opening main activity, which is my first page. And inside here, inside the on click, here we have to write that particular code, which will redirect me from this first page to the second page. Whenever I'm saying first page to the second page, always remember that you are moving from your backend main activity, right? Your backend main activity to your backend file, which is main activity 2. Okay. So now let's just use explicit intent. And for explicit intent, what you have to do is you have to use intent class. This is what my intent class. I have to create an object of intent class, which is I'm creating like a small intent is equals to, now I am going to initialize this object for this intent class. How we will be doing? Initializing it with new operator, and then again class name, which is intent. And now inside this bracket, we have to provide source and destination. Source, that means from where you are moving, right? That means we are moving from main activity. If you see right now, we are on main activity class. That is why we will be type first source, which is main activity. And whenever you will be typing source, at that time you will be using dot this. Okay, source name, in which class right now you are, you will type that, and then you will type dot and this. Always with source you will be using this, comma. Now you have to provide the destination where you want to move. So right now I am going to move to main activity 2. So you have to type main activity 2. Always with the destination you will be using dot class. Okay, so basically with source always you will be using dot this, with destination you always be using class, right? After that there is a property which is called start activity. Start should start with a small letter s. Then you will be able to see this start activity intent. Just click on it, and here you have to pass this object, which is intent. Okay, after moving from this page to this page, you want to close this main activity class. For that you will be using finish. This 3 lines of code will redirect you from first page to the second page. Is that fine? Just give me quickly give me the reaction if it is fine. Okay, cool. Now after click on my first page, which is this, if I click on it, I will be redirected to this page, right? Now after reaching on this page, I will click back on this particular page again, and I want to move to first page again. For that I have to write the code inside my main activity 2, and here on click of this button I have to type intent, a small intent is equals to new intent, and over here inside this bracket you have to type source. Right now what is my source? Because right now I am inside my main activity 2, so this would be my source, because main activity 2 is the class from where I want to move, right? And you know that with source always you will be typing dot this. Then comma, you have to type the destination. And what is the destination? Main activity, because right now we want to move to main activity only. So main activity, and again, you know that with destination, you will always use dot class, right? After that, you have to use start activity, and inside this start activity, you have to provide this intent, and then again, finish. Let me know if there is any problem. If all clear, just give me quickly reaction. Only 3 reactions. 4, 5, 6. Okay, great. So now we are done with this project. What we can do is we can just build our APK. You all know that how you can build your APK and how you can run your APK. You can just quickly do that. For the time being, what I'm doing is let's just run it on emulator. Okay. So let me just run it. Gradle building is running right now. Let's just wait. You can see Gradle build is running. So we have to wait until it is getting completed. Okay, so let's just see if we are able to see the outcome. Yes. So basically, here you can see, let's just wait. Let's just wait. Give me a moment. Okay, guys, I hope you are able to see this screen, this particular project. If yes, so just quickly give me reactions. Yes. Okay. So now here you can see that this is what your project name, application page mover, and this is what your first screen. It is having one button. If I click on this particular button, it should move from this page to the second page. So let's just wait. And here you can see it is coming on second page. If I click again on this page, then it will redirect me to first page. Again, if I click on this page, it will redirect me to second page, and same goes for here. Okay. So now this is basically with this application, we got to know that how we can work with more than one pages. And now the last project which we have to work on, which is called calculator project. So we cannot have this project right now. We can just work with this project tomorrow. So tomorrow we will be making calculator project. But before that, what I want is, if in case I want to have one more page in this application, then how we can add this? So simply, we will be just going to Java folder. On this first folder, I will be just clicking on right click, new, activity, empty activity. It will be showing main activity 3, activity underscore main 3 is my front end. Source language should always be Java. And then I can just click on finish button. Gradle build is running. It will take some time to complete. We will just wait for it. And here you can see we have this third activity. Quickly just make one button over here as well. So first of all, you know that on your front end, what you have to do is you will just remove this and make it like linear layout. Here you have to provide orientation, which is like vertical. And over here, we can have one button like this. Okay. And over here, we can just have match parent, wrap content, ID. We can just give it to like, because it is your third page. So maybe like we can just have like go to button, go to first page. This also we can give. Okay. Or maybe like we can just have button first page. Okay. This is what the ID. Text, we will be having like go to first page. So actually what we're actually going to make right now is we will be having 3 pages. From the first screen, you will be able to redirect to second page. From the second page, you will be able to redirect to third page. And from third page, we will be redirect to first page. That is what actually we are going to do right now. So let's just go to the backend of this file. We have to make it like, not this actually, we have to make like button go to first page. Quickly, you can just tell me that what we have to do next now. Here you have to do like find view by ID, r dot ID dot, what was my ID? ID was button underscore first underscore page, which we can write over here. That's it. Now we have to make like element of this, new space, control space. And over here, what actually you have to make is, you have to take one explicit intent like this. You have to create an object, then you have to type new intent. Because of this line, we are going to initialize this intent. And here, you have to type source. Right now, I am on main activity 3, so this would be my source. So main activity 3 dot this, comma, where we want to move, main activity dot class. Start activity, and here you can select intent, right? On the second page, because right now we don't want to go to first page, we want to go to, we don't want to go to first page, we want to go to third page. So just make it to like, okay, so for that we have to change it, but for that I mean what we can do is, let's just do one thing. In each and every page, let's just have two buttons, so that from every page we can just redirect to every other page. Suppose, for example, if I am having main activity, right? I am on the first page. From the first page, I should have 2 buttons. One page should redirect me to second page, and second button should redirect me to the third page. Same goes for second page. We should have 2 buttons so that I can just go to first page, as well as I can just go to third page as well. Are you getting me? So let's just quickly just do it same thing. So on your first page, this is what my first page. It is having one button which is moving, actually going to second page. We should have one more button. Let's just copy it. And here, instead of first, we can just have like third, because it would be going to third page. Okay. On the second page, it is having right now one button which is moving to first page. Instead of that, we should have one more button which will to redirect me to third page as well. So like just go to third page, and here also we can just note it down like this. And on third page as well, we have only one button which is going to tell that button first page. Instead of this, I want to move it from third page to second page as well. And here we can just write second page. Here we can just provide the gravity, and gravity should be center. And for margin, we can just have like margin. Margin should not be here. Actually, it should be here like 20 dp, and it should be here as well like 20 dp. Okay. If you want to change the color, background color, so we can just make it like maybe red color, FF0000. I know it is not looking good, but to make it different, that is what I have written red color. So now we have three screen. One is having first screen, which is having two buttons for second page and third page. Second screen, which is having like two buttons for first page and third page. And third button is having two buttons for first page and second page. Okay, cool. So now let's just do it one by one. This is what my first page. Here I will require one more object with the name like button go to third page, right? And here I have to make this object like find view by ID and r dot ID dot. And what is the ID of my second button? ID is button third. So let's just keep it over here, button third. And over here, what I will be doing, I will just make like button go to third page dot set on click listener, new space, control space, and then this is. And here, what I want is I have to take this intent here. Instead of main activity 2, I have to provide it to main activity 3. We are good to go with the first page. Now, opening second page, inside the second page as well, we will require button go to third page. Okay, again button go to third page is equals to find view by id r dot id dot inactivity minus underscore 2. ID of this is this. Just copy it, paste it over here, and then put it like this. Make a click event like this, and over here again I can just copy this and paste it here. From main activity 2, I want to go to main activity 3. So we are done with the second page as well. Let's just have third page. And over here, we were just not having like finish button over here like this. Apart from first page, I have one more object which is called button go to second page. Okay. Now here you have to type button go to second page is equals to find view by ID r dot ID. Let's just have the ID of my activity main 3 dot this button second page. Let's just go to this page, put it over here, make it semicolon. You can make it like button go to second page dot set on click listener, new space, control space, view dot on click listener. Copy this whole code, paste it over here, and over here you want to go to second page. That's it. We are done with this project. Now we can just run it and just see the output quickly so that we should be, on the same page that yes, everything is fine. So let's just wait until this project is running, and then I will just show you that it is working fine or not. Okay, cool. So now, as you can see over here on my first page, we have right now two buttons. One is called go to second page and second one is called to go to third page. My first page color is white, second page color is red, black, and third page color is red, right? So if I will click on second page, it should redirect me to black screen. Yes. Now, if I will click on this third page, it should redirect me to red page. Yes. Now, if I click on first page, then it should redirect me to back white page. Yes. Now, if I click on this, go to third page, it should redirect me to red page. Yes. Now, if I click on second page, then it should redirect me to black page. Correct. So every button is working perfectly fine. And you can see if I click on this back button, so we do not have anything over here. That means back stack is clear, and it is because of we are using finish every time. So that is must. If you will not use it and you will press hardware back button, which I was just pressing like this button, then at what time you will not be able to exit from your app. You will be having all that stack again, like red page, black page, white page, again and again, in the same sequence in which you have moved on, because that would be in your memory. So every time when you want to clear that memory, you always be using finish button. I hope that is fine, and we have learned a lot of things today. We have learned that how you can work with more than one pages, how you can add more than one pages, how you can redirect more than one pages. Tomorrow would be the last project from my class, which would be like calculator project. And after that, I will just give you some assignment for the same which we have done and related to that only, and that you will be submit to me, and accordingly from there also we will choose our winner, and the winner will get some excited awards as well, that you will get to know tomorrow onwards. Okay, okay, guys. Till then, bye bye. Happy code. Enjoy your code. Keep doing practice and keep doing code. Okay, bye bye.